Well, we talked an awful lot about the need to create cradles of innovation in this country, combination of investment, education, and a culture of experimentation that accepts, even encourages failure in the quest to learn, solve problems, and ultimately succeed. Of course, Tuesday night, the president also acknowledging the critical role that new business formation plays in problem solving and job creation. In fact, according to a brand new report from the Commerce Department, startups on average created 3 million jobs in each year. But it is not easy going from zero to, for example, Google, Facebook, or Groupon. With us now are two folks who understand the obstacles and the opportunities in getting Americans back to work through a new business. Susan Ahmad, Executive Director of the Launchpad out of the University of Miami, and John Duffy, CEO of 3C Interactive, one of the big entrepreneurs helping to drive the development of a cradle of innovation right here in South Florida. And it's a pleasure to see both of you.
Thank you.
There's a perception that the way things are done in Northern California, the culture of experimentation, the culture of investment, the culture of repeated failure that then leads to all the learning that leads to the successes is unique to them. Is that fair?
It is unique right now because Silicon Valley has everything you could need, but that doesn't mean it can't be done elsewhere. And one of the mentors, they want to help these entrepreneurs, and that's one of the keys to making it successful.
If you very quickly get the last word, John.
You know, I'm a product of great mentoring. Guys like John Scully, our chairman, Rick Kane, our big institutional investor, these are the people that have helped me be a better entrepreneur and a better CEO. I'm trying to give back through programs like Susan to help people learn how to build a great company and create more jobs.
Yeah, listen, and the bottom line, I think, for all of us is we know if we cultivate these ecosystems, that we will not only create jobs at 30 million, a part of that 30 million jobs campaign, but also solve this country's problems. A tremendous compliment paid to both of you.
Thank you.
For direct engagement in that.
And we're having a lot of fun.
Yeah, that's
Thanks
the whole
for coming
point.
to Florida.
It's a party.
Come
on, it's better when it's a party anyway. It's nice
Absolutely.
to see you too.
Thanks.
John Duffy, Susan Ahmad, the program Launchpad out of the University of Miami, and maybe coming soon to a city near you. Hardball up next, but first we're back with a look ahead to tomorrow's big Florida finale. Welcome back. As you surely know, we are here and we'll be out all winter on a 30 million jobs tour. And our belief is that if we are able, as we assert in the book and as we assert every day on the show, to align our interests, we can start to get more things that create value for all of us through our combined investment and aligned interest, and fewer things that exploit one another for the increasing benefit of an increasingly small number of people. We revolve today's conversation around trying to do that specifically in healthcare and then understanding how those techniques can be broadened. Here's a look at some of the highlights of what we learned today.
The problem with fee-for-service, quite simply, is that it rewards volume over value. And if you have a system that's set up that way with those sorts of incentives, then you get what we have today.
In today's system, nothing makes sense from an investment purpose except to buy more machines and do more things to people.
Nursing is a great career anytime you get into nursing. You can start out as an undergraduate student and immediately have a job upon graduation.
One of the things that Commissioner Bratton did in New York was he empowered beat cops to pay attention to crime, and we need to empower doctors to pay attention to sick people.
I cannot think of a better example of how to deal with getting more with less than the hotspotting techniques that are being deployed by Dr. Brenner in Camden or across this country in crime fighting. We spent a lot of time in the current political discourse in this country debating whether we should tax people more or create more austerity. Both of them fail to recognize that the industrial era is behind us and that our ability to actually know who needs exactly what, by virtue of, yes, those marvelous computers of ours, puts us in a situation where we can identify the 1 or the 5% in crime fighting, in healthcare, in education, and solve those problems in a way that gives us vastly more for significantly less. That is the road forward for this nation, in conjunction with a culture of investment through tax, trade, and bank reform, investing in entrepreneurship and the cradles of innovation like the Launchpad down here in Miami, the pillars of industry like the port that you saw yesterday over our shoulder, or the bridge that we saw out in California, and then the work of actually doing what needs to be done with things like nursing, teaching, and direct engagement with one another in our communities. It is very frustrating to watch these presidential debates and feel that the debate that we all want is not happening. But it is empowering to know that we have the privilege of a free press in this country and an incredibly interconnected universe where we can talk to each other about these things. And as Ron Paul once told me, politicians simply go whichever way the wind blows. And it is our job to change the direction of the wind. Thank you for being with us today, and thank you to everyone here at the Mondrian Hotel. Who could complain? We'll see you from another rooftop somewhere in Miami tomorrow at 4 o'clock.